So let's go over the document that you can get for free. The link to get it is in the description, and it's once again free. So this is the actual document. It's called the Family Get Together and Holiday Conversation Guide, and anyone can download it and get a copy of it. You will be giving your email address, which you're now authorizing to be part of the newsletter, the Gym Nation email community. This is a comprehensive framework that is designed to help Black families have the critical conversations needed to ensure everyone is protected, informed, and prepared. The guide addresses 4 core areas: assets and capital protection, healthcare decisions, income generation opportunities, and complete documentation systems. And if this is something that you need to do yourself, but you've been procrastinating, yes, I'm going to say it. Join the SLAA, SLAA intensive. It's the Strategic Life Architect Accountability Intensive this January. By the end of January, this will be a thing of the past. You can move on to your next thing you need to check off your list. But if you need to take care of any of these items yourself, join the SLAA community so we can help you get it done in a short amount of time. So the core framework is that these conversations should follow these principles. Start with clear intentions and explain why you're having these discussions. Frame them as acts of love and protection, not morbid planning, y'all. Creating psychological safety by acknowledging discomfort is normal. Each conversation with specific action items assigned to specific people with clear deadlines. Make these conversations ongoing and not one-time events. So even though I'm letting you know about this during the holidays, because that's when most people gather and get together and have more time off from work, this should not be a one and done situation. This should be a continuous conversation with friends, with family, with anyone in your network and your circle. So again, we're going to go over the essential questions. We'll start with asset capital protection. Now, I did not include the wishes about, did you ever want to move abroad or have you ever thought about that? We're going to have a whole separate conversation about that, but that should be part of it. Just having the conversation and somebody be like, oh, no, I ain't going nowhere. Listen, you're not there to brainwash people. You're just there to get an understanding and maybe open their eyes to possibility. And if they don't want to open their eyes, okay, move on to the next thing. Wherever you see these blue highlights, there's a link there for additional resources, but healthcare and medical decisions, and it gives you questions that you can ask, right? What is our family's current net worth and asset inventory? Who manages finances and is there as a trained backup? Are all property deeds, titles, and assets documentations organized? If not, then you know what to do. Act accordingly, right? What insurance do we have? Is the coverage adequate? Do we need to increase it? Do we need to help you with the premiums to increase it? Right? Does our family own a business? Is there a succession plan? Are we protected from creditors and legal liability? Do we have an emergency fund? 3 to 6 months of expenses, 6 months minimum of expenses. What percentage of wealth is in liquid versus illiquid assets? Like what percent, or you could just share numbers, can you just access quickly versus having to sell something, wait to put on the market, all those things, right? The same format for healthcare and medical decisions, income generation and career opportunities. How secure are your current jobs? So when I'm saying ask people, how are they doing? This is part of that. If their jobs or income streams are not secure, how do we find security, right? What are the industry's trends? Are they looking to scale back? We know what we're hearing about artificial intelligence and the impact it's going to have on certain careers. Is that person's career going to be affected? And if so, listen, what is our next step? How are we going to survive this? Ask, is anyone interested in creating additional income streams? Because guess what? One thing I know for certain, 2 things I know for sure, people are constantly looking for solutions to whatever problems it is that they have. And so if you as a collective of family and friends could come together and offer a solution, tap into that. What untapped skills or talent exists in the family? If someone owns a business, who would take it over? If is anyone on track to retire? What does that look like? What if they get forced out before retirement? I'm not going to go through all of these questions. I just want you to see the flow and the format. They're questions that you don't even have to look up. They're here for you. Highlight the ones that are relevant to you and get to asking, get to having these uncomfortable conversations with our family, because they want us to not know what's going on. And as we learned in the high probability trading only, the meeting we had last week, the welcome orientation, the risk is in not knowing. When you know what's going on, there's less risk. When you don't know what's going on, you are exposed to all type of risk, right? Income generation and career opportunities, critical documentation and organization. Does everyone have a will, trust, or estate plan? Who has named a healthcare power of attorney? Where are birth certificates, passport, and vital records stored? This will also let you know who doesn't have a passport. And then y'all can act accordingly on that. And then you can get more detailed in the conversations by creating a comprehensive list of everything that your family owns. There's a net worth and asset inventory checklist that you can download if you're interested in. Also, there's other questions related to financial management and succession, insurance and risk protection, business succession planning, action items to assign, right? You need to delegate if you can. Now, some people may be saying, well, I don't have a big family. It's just me and my child, or me or whatever. Have this conversation with whoever you deem important in your life to know this information about you, and you also know this information about them, right? The healthcare decision and desires, we get deeper into those questions. Again, you can download this now. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and put the link in the chat for anyone who is interested. So this is the free resource that I am going over now, that I think you can also give this out to friends and family, right? Listen, in addition to the book, right? Addition to that estate planning guide and the peace of mind planner, a copy of this, child. I might design it a little better. We'll see. But I just wanted to get this out because I know the holidays are coming up. And this is a guide that I reference as well. So again, let's go ahead and get to the rest of the document, and then we'll be done, y'all. So the mental health and psychological wellness, there's some links to the NIH that will give you more insight as to what those can look like, right? How are the families being affected by certain mental illnesses that may already exist? How are children being supported? And what happens if something happens to the parent? Right? What information do children have about the situation? Listen, we did the Maximize Assets Grow Abundance course at the top of the year, and our estate planning expert, she shared a personal story about how her mother passed unexpectedly. She has a much younger sibling with advanced special needs, and there was no succession, like there was no plan as to what was going to happen. And she shares her story and what that looked like and why she decided to enter this field. I think there's a link for the Maximize Assets Grow Abundance replays, and her information is still available if you're looking for somebody to help walk you through this, who is affordable. Like, she's not an attorney, but she is an advocate and an expert in this area. She's still available. So if the link isn't there now, I will make sure. Actually, let me do that now while I'm on this platform. But again, these are so many resources that we have put together. I have led the charge because I just know how important these conversations are going to be. The live I did the live I did last night talked about 2024 being the warning, right? 2025 was when they were about that action, right? And 2026 is going to be the turning point. And those that will have better odds of surviving the turning point are the ones that take action now, right? That take action today. And I know this is going to age well. I know this video is going to age well, just like the other videos have. But let me go ahead and share. This is the maximize. We're just going to do, it's the MAGA for Black people, y'all. Maximize assets, grow abundance. Replays are available. The information is still very timely, high level information for times like this. You can go ahead and watch that and get access to experts that are still available for consultations, for helping you navigate through all of these areas. So healthcare access and insurance, income generating opportunities, right? Discuss with each working family member. How secure is your current employment? What are industry trends and risks? What is the likelihood of job loss or industry disruption? Are there opportunities for advancement or salary increase? What career goals exist for the next 5 to 10 years? Right? Side hustle. And I hate the word hustle, right? Hustle, to me, and this is how I think of it as a New Yorker, a hustler is somebody who's standing on the corner doing the low level work, getting paid peanuts. Listen, why don't y'all become, should I say it, side kingpins and side queen pins, right? Let's leave the hustlers alone. We're creating side ventures and diversifying our income. Again, align with everything that I talk about on this channel, and why the courses that we designed are created. And so you're going to find out what are the untapped opportunities to generate additional income and identify family skills and talents. And let me just tell you how easy it is. So Andrea and I hosted in July, was it? A Decode Your Talent, Design Your 5+ figure incomes, right? And so what I know for sure is that sometimes we are thinking too top level, right? You can create a whole platform on what I'm going over right now, how you are having conversations with your family, these uncomfortable conversations. You could do a quick, 30-second video skit imitating family members and the responses you got, but you could create a membership community for people to join that will help, them get through the things that you are going through. We don't have to create the next scientific phenomenon, right? Go where your passion lies. Go with what you are experiencing now. Tell real, authentic stories. Make some money while doing it. Period. Exclamation point. So again, teaching, tutoring. The one thing we didn't get through yet, and where is that? I want to quickly, retirement planning, financial education, career development, but I want to really, because this document is here, you could go through everything. It's quite intensive. There are some links that, like the IRS, when it comes to getting your tax returns, if you needed W-2, 1099 forms and all those things. The assets and digital assets and passwords. Who has your email accounts and password? Who has your social media accounts? Who is listed on Facebook as someone who can have access to your account if something happens to you? Your cloud storage, your online banking, if you have cryptocurrency wallets, if you have digital payment accounts, websites, subscriptions, photos, and digital files, all those things. Someone needs access to that. Or it needs to be in your peace of mind planner that someone can find. If someone walks into this office right now, sitting here, go through there's books. Let me show you what books. I keep this book here, actually, and those of you who are in Maximize Assets. So it's called The Hiltons, The True Story of an American Dynasty. Need to know what these mofos are out here doing, right? right? If you don't know your history, you will not know your future. And so, again, make it sure it's someplace where it's easily accessible. But then you also want to do assignments for people, right? And then this is what I wanted to get to. And then there's more stuff, but I'm not going to get through it because what time is it? Yep, I got to get ready to go. Family history and legacy preservation, right? Who's gathering your genealogy? Who's gathering your family stories and documenting them? That should be high on the list, right? Because they're trying to wipe that away. And those who don't know their history are doomed to repeat it, right? And so the other thing I wanted to say is that, did you know that family reunions in the Black community are down by 47% since the panorama? Intentional. We need to change that too, but that's another story for another day. So getting strategy or strategic on how to preserve family stories is quite important. Memorial and funeral preferences, that is also in the planning guide that I talked about. And I'll make sure I add that link. And how to have these conversations. This is the last part of this document, which is, yeah. Oh, final family, then you have the checklist as well. So this is a 16-page document, all for free. Go ahead, get you a copy. Don't just download it and do nothing with it. Download it, be about that action. Don't be afraid to have these uncomfortable conversations. I did say I was only going to go over 7 questions, but my spirit said, nah. Let's take some time. Let's do it right. Let's go through all the things. And this way, you don't have to tackle everything at once. What's the saying? What's the best way to eat an elephant, right? One bite at a time. You take one bite out of a time in order to consume, right? To not get overwhelmed and to not give up. Just do little pieces, but start with what's most important to you. The great transfer of wealth is not just because these corporate entities are doing all these tax protections. The great transfer of wealth will happen because we don't have our ducks in a row. We don't have our documents in order, and they will be able to come and snatch things because we didn't know they existed.